I let a stranger into my house during a storm. That was 3 years ago. He never left. It was the worst storm our town had seen in decades. Power lines down, roads flooded, wind loud enough to rattle every window in the house. I was 23, living alone in a small house I was renting on the edge of town. Around 11 p.m., I heard knocking at my front door. I opened it to find a man standing on my porch, completely soaked. He looked around 40, normal build, nothing obviously alarming about him. He said his car had broken down on the road nearby and his phone was dead and he just needed somewhere to wait until the storm passed. I know what you are thinking. I know, but it was freezing outside and the rain was coming down sideways and he looked genuinely terrified. So I let him in. I made him tea. We sat in the living room and talked for a couple of hours while the storm raged outside. His name was Paul. He was polite, soft-spoken, and completely normal. When the storm settled around 2 a.m., he thanked me, shook my hand, and left. I watched him walk down the driveway and disappear into the dark, and that was it. I locked the door, went to bed, and forgot about him almost entirely. 3 weeks later, I was cleaning out the spare bedroom closet when I found something on the top shelf pushed all the way to the back behind some old boxes. A small black notebook. It wasn't mine. I opened it, and on the first page, in neat small handwriting, was a date. It was the date of the storm. Below the date was a hand-drawn floor plan of my house. Every room, every window, every door, accurate down to the smallest detail, including the back door that was hidden behind a curtain that nobody would notice unless they had walked through the entire house when I wasn't paying attention. The following pages were filled with notes. What time I woke up based on when my bedroom light turned on, what time I left for work, what time I came home, how long I spent in each room in the evenings. There were 26 pages of notes, dated across 3 weeks, meaning he had been coming back. Not inside as far as I could tell, but close enough to watch my windows every single day for 3 weeks, and I had no idea. I called the police, they took the notebook and told me to change my locks and install cameras, and said they would look into it. They never found anyone matching his description. No abandoned car was ever reported near my house that night. No record of anyone named Paul matching what I described. The detective I spoke to said something to me before he left that I have never been able to shake. He looked around my living room and said very quietly, more to himself than to me, he wasn't scoping the place out. These notes aren't about the house at all. They're entirely about you. I moved out the following week. I have lived in 4 different places since then. I check my closets every single night before I go to sleep. Every single one. And every morning when I wake up, I check the top shelf at the back just to make sure there's nothing there that wasn't there the night before.